It's halftime of the Michigan game. You know you want to check in and react. What a fiasco. You can't help but laugh. You can't help but laugh. We got 18 hours to celebrate Frank Ragnow. Not even. Frank Ragnow turned into a fiasco. I am the Doc, John Macaroon. Thank you for tuning in. If it's just for the halftime before you guys resume watching Ohio State kick Michigan's tail end, be my guest. But here, we're going to react to the fiasco. It's quite simple. I think at least a lesson can be learned for the future. Wait until the player passes the physical before you release a presser. Kind of simple. It's a mistake. It's a blunder. And it leads to the Steve Lehman conspiracy theory that Frank Ragnow read Vito's column. Frank Ragnow should stay home and the Lions season's over. He's like, you know what? That Vito Churko, he actually makes sense. That Vito Churko is somebody that I can respect. It makes sense. Vito laid out 1,000 beautiful words. And I said, Vito, just the way we do it is, I said, Vito, hit me with the column on Frank Ragnow. Whatever it is you think, my man. And he hit me with a beautiful column. I said, Vito, I messaged him, my man Vito. I said, Vito, what has happened to you? He said, what, am I in trouble? I said, no. I said, I've given you 12 columns this year to write. And I said, I've loved every one of them. I respect what you do, and thank you for working with me. I appreciate you working for me and us as a duo working with Lions on SI. He was spot on. It's far gone. What's your reaction? Clearly, what we're talking about is the Lions got excited, jumped the gun. If Frank Ragnow comes in and tells you, oh, my hamstrings hurt, and then Friday comes along and he fails the physical, I think that should have been kept under wraps for a couple more days. This hurts more to me. You got everybody's expectations up. You have a down fan base that's a little disappointed in what's been happening. You get everybody riled up. Okay, Frank Ragnow could be something. Oh, maybe Brad was talking about this for a month. He didn't make a move. Does anybody pick up the phone? Okay, I know I got two of them, and I know I do some things on this phone that are not professional. But does anybody at this point go, okay, you want to come back? Okay, Frank, good. This is Brad Holmes. Okay, we like it. We like what you're thinking. How are you doing? How is your family? Is your money good? You taking care of yourself? How are you feeling? Do you have two good working legs? How's your anterior cruciate ligament? How is your Achilles? How is your calf? How is your arm? How is your head? Do you have headaches? Are you okay? You remember who I am? I'm the general manager. I'm Brad Holmes. How are your hamstrings? Hello, every week. Frank, how are those hamstrings? They okay? Well, Brad, you know, they're kind of hurting. I don't know. I hunted and I took a stretch one day. I picked up my kid and it hurt. Oh, it hurt. Okay, come in. Let's do a physical. All right, let's keep it under wraps. Let's see what you're doing. Come in here, run around for us. What? I mean, come on. I get it was exciting for us to write something before Thanksgiving, but at the same token, my God, it was a big tease. And listen, I'm going to enjoy some apples here. It's after Thanksgiving. I should put out publicly, I should eat better. This is probably my first healthy thing I've eaten in quite a minute. Green apples are the best. My favorite. I apologize. It's not really professional to do that, but I'm hungry. I have to look at it with a silver lining. Now, as is the case, there's a portion of the fan base that has the conspiracy theories. I would not go so far to say he ruined his legacy. You had to have a beat writer come back and help the team again and say, oh, it's such a wild statement. I don't even think you need to defend it. But some of you are thinking, what is your reaction when you heard the presser come out? I didn't understand. Adam was messaging me today. My co-host, Adam, the Jock Straczynski, messaged me, and now I got to tell him publicly, Adam, you got to hit others sent they sent the post from the Lions. Adam's like, what's up with these Lions? And I just went in general. I just thought he was opining about the loss. And I just said, hey, like everybody says. I messaged him back. I did not understand Adam's message until 6 other people messaged me the Lions comments. I just said, the standard comment you would tell everybody, those effing Lions. That was my text back to him. And then another guy sent me the message. I said, oh, Adam, I know what you're talking about. I said, oh, my God, this is a fiasco. This is a nightmare. What are you talking about? What? Only the Lions would get everybody riled up And then it's only the Lions. The Lions would get everybody riled up, excited, maybe keep that flicker of hope going, and then have it crashing down on a Saturday. Not Adam Baydoun. He's a good dude. I'm keeping in touch with him. Adam Strozinski. I do a Thursday fun podcast with him. Doc and Jock. Adam Strozinski. He's a good dude. But once I figured out what was going on, Adam and my buddy Matt, family member Matt, I was like, come on, guys, seriously? Only the Lions would let that happen. Only the Lions. I mean, come on. This fan base didn't deserve another kick in the nuts. Another one after the Packers loss, after everybody now has seen for 24 hours all the discussion about where this has gone wrong for the Lions. You added to the stress of the fan base by just getting a little too excited. And I get it. You need some level of public positivity. A lot of people, my whole staff, it rarely happens this way. I picked the Lions to beat the Packers, and my whole staff picked the Packers. And I was prepared to go, guys, the Lions are going to play well on Thanksgiving. It's going to go back to back. They're going to do well. Nope. The Lions have no real pass rush. Dan Campbell said there was only 3 chances to actually do it. So the secret's out. Get the ball out quickly and run the ball well. The Lions won't have a pass rush. You're paying big money for pressure merchants. Okay, that's what happens. This is what happens when you are in a position where maybe you need some positivity and you threw something out there a little early. Maybe it's I'm wrong, but I didn't need that. That's a little bit too much to handle. On top of a loss, on top of the fact that the Bears, and we'll talk about, I'm going to save that for later in the show. I'm probably going to go 30, 45 minutes. You never know. I'm not going 3 hours, but I had to come on because I'm loving doing this. The response to the last podcast was great. Let's give a shout out. Thank you for listening, tuning in. This is the Detroit Lions Lone Wolves podcast. I'm a lone wolf, but surrounded by great leaders. Made possible thanks to On SI, one of the great sports partners that lets me be me. Can do what I need to do to create, to podcast, to write, create videos, and have them distributed nationwide. Make sure, like the stream. Just hit the like button. You can become a member. You get 3 emojis to start. We got about 3 dozen members that pay every month. Thank you. You help support Vito, the great columnist, Emmett Metavosky, and Christian Boer, who definitely help and are on it. They know the news. They understand the news. They understand how to keep a website looking fresh and clean, which is one of those out there that you see on that scroll. To me, I just look at it like only the Lions would do that to your fan base. You couldn't wait just 24 hours, let the guy come in, run around. And first of all, before I get to you guys, because this is the joy of me doing this, and I think how this stream is different than everybody else, I read almost 80% of all these comments. I am interested in what you guys got to say. You know how I'm going to tell you the truth. But I think what you like about the stream, and it's going to continue to grow, is I'm going to flash a lot of your comments on this screen, and I want to react to it. That's the love. It's not about me. You know I have an opinion. I'm going to share it, and I don't care what anybody thinks about it. I mean, I do care a little bit. My nephew, my family, do the media did at least see it? But today, Dan Campbell spoke, and thankfully, I think him turning off his camera, we still got to see this pretty face in this pretty office. He answered my questions honestly and respectfully, and he made good points. You know, I asked him two great questions. I would have loved to see where he was doing it from, but he actually, I think that's one of the first times I think I've done a media session with a NFL coach where the camera was off. So it was a little weird, but I liked it. I got to fire off a couple questions at the end. I thought it was, I loved it. I wish, my humble opinion, Monday media sessions after games should be Zoom. You can relax a little bit, sit in your office, go a little long, and have a back and forth with reporters in their comfy confines. Just one media session in Zoom, because that's how I covered a team for a whole year. A Zoom year. It was wild. I kind of liked it. You get to sit in your office. You get to chill. Showed off. Dan Campbell now has seen my beautiful office, just like you. What do you guys think? I need to know. Am I wild? Am I too unserious? I don't know. I just laugh because it's just another in a series of events that happened to the Lions. Only the Lions would have this happen. Frank's coming back. Oh, no, he's not. How is Frank, first of all, just like how all of you, I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory. How is he going to come back to the Lions being like, I got hurt my hamstring? It's not tarnishing his legacy, but we need, of all the talk, okay, and this is going to be my elevated thought for the whole day. I think I can only get myself elevated. Of all the things the Lions don't need is another injured player. How is he going to declare he's coming back with an injured hamstring? How? The word of the day, the word that is the most sensitive, that this fan base doesn't want to hear, I don't want to hear, is the word injured. We don't like that word. It's a trigger word. It's traumatic. Even me, a specialist in coping, cannot cope with the word injury. I cannot cope with the word NFL injury anymore. I'm like, oh my God, this guy hurt his ankle and it's limited in practice. Oh my God, what happened? Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? What the hell's going on? The franchise has traumatized me. I cannot handle the word. Oh my God. Terry Arnold has just a little bit of a ding up. He's out for the practice today, but he'll be back tomorrow. What does that mean? Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? Is he out for the year? Is he going to be on IR? Of all the words, of all the things, Frank, you were injured and you tried to come back? You knew what happened last year. You were injured. He was like, I give him credit for being loyal, but you need to keep this hush hush. Hush hush. Because here's the thing, everybody talks. Taylor Decker said he's been thinking about it for a month. You've been sitting on an injured hamstring for a month. Grade 3, not grade 1, not a ding up, grade 3. Frank's a hero, but you wanted to try so bad. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you give him credit? Because I'm thinking about this live right now as I'm talking to you. Do you give him credit for trying to save the boys, to help? Or do you go, how are you going to come back injured? I don't like that word, injured. My God, we don't deserve that. But in a modicum of good news, you got to remember I went to Michigan State, so seeing Ohio State win is a little bright spot for me. The game's entertaining. It's defensive. You can share your thoughts there too. Let's get to the people here. Crazy Clown, thank you for coming in. Reversion to the mean, appreciate you coming in here. Corey, I see you. Flair, Kevin Jaffrey, John Kapler, Lions fan, shout out to you. Crazy Clown, Lions Troll. There's 500 people here on a Saturday. I love it. I love you guys. Steve-O Baby, we're going to talk about it. Jesse Bennett, Dolo Dynamite, Kevin Jeffrey, 8449, Lazy Link. It's Jay Stees. I appreciate you guys willing to share your thoughts with me. I was a behind-the-scenes guy, an audio-only guy. I said, this face should not go in front of a camera 3 times a week. You guys said, just do it. It's going to be fine. You'll be fine. And the reception has been nice. You see me answering 98%. I allocate time in my schedule. My schedule, guys, is crazy. It is crazy, but I put an hour in no matter what every day answering your comments. I'm trying to get to as many as possible. There may be a time where I don't. Please, if I don't answer your comment, please don't ever take offense. Right now, each post has so many, I can get to it, but I can only allocate so much time. So if I don't ever answer, please keep trying. We will conversate. What do you guys think? I can't believe how fast 15 minutes goes by. A Green 713, Lions got to get some playmakers. Spend the bread, Brad. Absolutely. It's clear. The argument's been won. You guys got to live with it. Derek, the syndicate, all the people that said draft and develop is good, but you need more. You need more. You can't shortcut your way to a Super Bowl. You got to be nailing free agency. You got to nail the draft. You got to nail trades. It's a simple philosophy. And it's not one that is not rooted in common sense. You have to have more good players. Role players don't win you Super Bowls. They get you relevant. So first step for the Lions, as we've said, good job to get them from irrelevant to relevant. Now the fan base is loud because they want you to go from mediocre to relevant to Super Bowl winner. And the slappies are just happy to go along for the ride. No. It's always going to be true that those that demand more online are the ones that are going to be proven correct. The Derricks of the world, those that say do more, those that say, Brad, why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? Hey, Mr. Brad, respectfully, you picked Hendon Hooker and Broderick Martin. What did you learn from those mistakes? Not to go let Brad cook. And Brad's doing the same thing. Trust me, you think he's happy with how this is going right now, being 7-5? There's no way he's happy. He's a type A personality. He's not happy. And I'm not happy. So until they give you a ring, the fans that demand more, keep demanding. We hear you. We see you. You're right. Demand more. That's how you achieve greatness. You gained 5 yards. Why didn't you gain 100? You got 1 sack. Why didn't you get 5? You called 1 great game. Call 3. That's the standard. And Taylor Decker said it. The Lions are not meeting the standard. The fan base should have the same super high expectation as the Lions. Beyond. We want greatness, excellence. We want to see Dan Campbell take his shirt off. We want everything. We want the world, Chico, and everything in it. You guys ever watch Scarface? What do you want, Chico? I want the world and everything in it. The world, Chico. I want the world. I want to be happy. I want Lions to win, to be on top of the division, and to curb stomp the division rivals. So don't tell me that skipping out on free agency and only addressing cornerback when everybody in the world told you needed a defensive end and you didn't do it. And then the last 3 games against good opponents, the pass rush is non-existent and the whole world sees it. That good opponents are getting the ball out quickly. They're not, the coverage and defensive line are not married. They're divorced. So keep screaming. It's the right thing to do. And remember, the media has a certain responsibility to present their side. And let them do it. It's fair. There are numbers that back up that nothing is ever as bad as it seems, but it's not great until you have a ring. Reversion to the mean. New Saturday show, cookie and milk. Apples and oranges. 6-7 ways I can piss off the Lions. Oh, man. Keep demanding excellence. Don't stop. When they give you the phony baloney numbers, tell them, okay, great. The Lions have a great pressure rate, but their defense is giving up 30 points. What's going on? Congratulations. You're not getting the key stop at the right moments. The marriage of pass rush and corner is not great. If you play man coverage and you can't guard man-to-man, then stop doing it. No, exactly. The response to "we're good" was appropriate by the fans. You're not good. And Dan Campbell understood it. He's got to say that. I don't blame him for saying it. I just wouldn't have said that. They're not good along the defensive line. They need more help. God, SW line, why are you putting that into the universe? Will Ben Johnson get a Super Bowl before MCDC? Y'all were putting some bad thoughts. My boy Matt, the guy that messaged me, he put out SOL. I said, shame on you, Matt. But I've seen more of it. TM Martin, ESQ 6216. Discount Brad. Listen, he has to operate within a cap. You can't, it's a philosophy. And now sometimes you have to be faced with adversity and a rebuttal of your philosophy to be able to hopefully go back to the drawing board and say, you know what? Maybe we should revisit our external strategy just a little bit more. Remember, I will not discount what the work done was. You trust your own guys. You built the foundation. Now you need the interior decorator to make the house beautiful. You cannot discount external free agents and trades. Yeah, remember, they were not cheap. They got a cornerback for $16 million in DJ Reed. Let's not discount that they made efforts. They needed to do more. Maybe keeping Zeitler, keeping overpaying, using your draft. Remember, okay, this is easier said than done. It's easier for a guy like me eating apples on a Saturday to sit here and go do this. But now the philosophy bigger than the specifics. But maybe trading 3 third-round picks for a wide receiver that's a luxury item, maybe not the best choice. He'll be a good player, but this year to win a Super Bowl, that's not going to help you. You needed another defensive end. You needed a potentially a impactful, maybe higher round offensive lineman. Instead of a 4th, 5th rounder in Miles Frazier, you get somebody a little better. And I know he says that, the guys that they pick are the ones that they rate high. But there were offensive linemen in this draft that people liked. Exactly, Brent DeWitt. Brad's philosophy has flaws. And I believe you're one of the members, Brent. The emojis show up, right? You can use them. Flash one for me. I think you're a member. I think the 3 emojis are there. Flash my emoji to make me feel good. And also, Booner and Hefe, I got their emoji too. So if you go in the comments, you should see those 3 emojis. Flash them for me, baby. Make me feel good. Appreciate you being a loyal commenter. You're in the comments. I appreciate you. I love seeing when you guys are here. SW Lion 26. Doc, why don't we see Monty and Gibbs on the field at the same time, especially with St. Brown and Laporta out? Hopefully, there's been some adjustments. You got to remember, too, this is not excuses, and you can see it philosophically because the Lions ran a lot of their same stuff. Guys, it's a lot of work to do to adjust from a Sunday to a Thursday. It's not an excuse. You had to do some more wrinkles, but I will say this, that the Packers were definitely aware of what the Lions were doing. And I think one adjustment they could have made was a little bit different with Monty and Gibbs. You're absolutely right. Play him more moving forward. This week will look different. It's about survival when you have 3 days rest. It's about survival. And so Dan's like, and he gives you the clues. He's an honest head coach. He gives you the clues. He says, we're just going to trust Jared Goff and J-Mo. And on 4th down, let's see what happens. And J-Mo dropped the ball and Goff didn't throw it right. That's what happens in a short week. And remember, I had said either on crunch time or on a stream, this is not going to be a super clean kind of game. This is fumes. This is just getting by. But you need maybe one wrinkle because the trick plays they tried to run were not anything new that the Packers hadn't seen. Absolutely, there should be some strategies. Now, today I asked Dan Campbell 2 questions. I asked him about the pass rush woes, and he said that there was only really 3 opportunities that they had to really earn a sack because that Jordan Love was getting the ball out quick. Doesn't matter. You got to get those sacks. That's it. The fan base is not going to tolerate anything less, and they shouldn't. Okay, you had 3 opportunities. You need to get 1. You need to marry. We need to get the marriage counseling going between the pass rush and the coverage, and the defense has to step up. And Dan Campbell was asked. Great reporter asked, Dan, what's been going on? The team is not. He effectively said, what's going on with the issues? And Dan said, detail and discipline. He said it hasn't been good enough. He was open and honest. Go check out. I wonder if they're going to air it. I'll try to run maybe the whole thing or some more quotes from it. Do you guys blame Jared Goff? TPY7TE says, I mean, Mac Jones wins games. Fellas, it's Jared Goff. A lot of more and more of you have been messaging that some of these issues are Jared Goff. That 4th down, that throw wasn't good enough. Demetrius McNeil. Demetrius is so right. In what planet did we need to deserve 4 interior runs? Oh. Got to take another bite of this apple. Demetrius. 4. Are you kidding me? Demetrius, shout out to you on this weekend. Thank you for peeking in. How are we feeling about that? We're good now. Listen, it's proven. The demand more crowd is always going to be right. But also, too, let's get along. The Slappies have a role. They just want peace and harmony. They can't handle the turbulence. They can't handle the emotion. They can't handle the performative aspect of podcasting and entertaining and talking sports. They just want to sit and go, did you know that the Lions record is 7-5 and that based on the odds, they're 32% to make the playoffs and based on DVOA, the defense should have an opportunity to turn around. Well, whoop-de-doo, take your numbers and shove them, man, and nobody cares. We want to talk sports. We want to emote. We want to ask the questions, why are you 7-5? Why am I seeing on the internet Ben Johnson dancing with his shirt off? It happened. It happened. And guess what? If you stay and watch, I manifested this. Guess what? Guess what? Stay and watch because I manifested this. I thought one day my family would hop in here. Ha ha ha. That's awesome. That's a live moment. That was my little darling. Watching her dad scream into a microphone. I had it ready for you, Baba. I've always had it ready. I knew you were going to come and talk to me on this internet. Makes me happy. My little one said hi to her dad talking on a podcast. Make sure you get off the phone. That is awesome. I had it ready for you, Baba. I had it ready. I knew one day you would be the first one to hop in here. I had it ready for you, Dad. No, that's awesome. Let me get this banner back. Sorry. Oh, man. Man. This fan base did not deserve that. Seems like the Lions were too comfy with their fat contracts. No, listen. Listen. I want to share this with you guys. It's not for lack of trying, guys. It's not for lack of trying. It's just listen, when you start, you go with what you know. Remember, I wasn't a video guy. I was just hear my voice and keep it moving. Everyone's like, this is the new era. Pat McAfee blew it up. Joe Rogan blew it up. And the people that were following me since 2019 were like, John, you got to do video podcasts. I said, I like the audio. I'm good. Nobody's going to want to look at this and support this over a period of time. You got to evolve. So my initial principle was to be successful, you open a microphone, talk, record it, and throw it up there. After 6 years of seeing, wow, these videos are, if you do a good job, knowing I could do a good job doing this, I can put words together, I can entertain. I definitely have an understanding of football and how to talk sports with people. I said, give it a shot. So when you're a new general manager, remember, Brad Holmes is only 5 years into general managership. So I have a little bit of grace. His philosophy was, I want to draft the people that are perfect, the perfect people, and get them on this team, and then we're going to allocate. Remember what he said? He said that he drained himself trying to figure out how to trade for Zadarius Smith. It was like the biggest amount of time I ever spent. They probably did all, like he didn't want to mess it up. So I respect that he said. It wasn't like he wasn't trying. He's like, I had to do all this background, I had to go ask his aunts and uncles, does this man love football? Is this guy great in the community? Is this guy going to end up being in our facility as a fugitive? Cam Sutton, where is he? He's wanted fugitive from the law. He's like in our training table at Allen Park. Do we gotta walk him out like with cuffs? Can we not do it like here? Like, we're gonna release Cam Sutton, so you go outside and go handle your business. It's tough, but this fan base is different. We respect aggression more than passivity. Just go out there. Like, do you guys really still get mad about Cam Sutton? We laugh about it. Do you guys get mad about Cam Sutton other than the fact that he whiffed? So maybe he wasn't good at that one. Try again. Whiff again. Try again. If at first you don't succeed, get the next one. That's it. And so it's just a straightforward, this is what the fan base wants. Pick up a defensive end in free agency that has one mission. When you announce who you signed, you're not going to tell us the contract. You're not going to tell us how many sacks career. You're going to tell us this is a player that has played 84 career games and has never missed one. He has played in 1,002. Like, your big graphic on your PR is not going to be their contract, their life story. If they came from Poughkeepsie, Iowa and saved a bunch of cats when they were kids, I don't care about that. You're going to tell me two things. This is the defensive end we're signing, and he's earned a career high last year of 14 sacks. And we project that this defensive end for our lineup is going to have 20 sacks this year. With our great defensive line paired with Aiden Hutchinson, we project 25 sacks. And then the next stat I want is this player has participated in 49 consecutive practices and has never missed one, and has spent all of 0 days on IR. Ta-da! Put that on a graphic and slap it for us. I don't care if they saved cats in Poughkeepsie. I don't care what they did in their community. I do not care. That's all nice. It's all nice fodder for paper. I care about, will they sack the quarterback? How many games have they been injured? I have started to recommend injured players on my stories because I'm like, well, that's what Brad likes. This player has, and it's somewhat done in a joking way. This player has, last year suffered a torn ACL. This might be a Brad guy. because we paid Aiden Hutchinson $50 million. Well, guess what? Rashawn Gary, Micah Parsons, they play well. Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson seem like they're a pair. So there it is. Brent, you the man. You're the first one, Brent, to use an emoji on the Detroit Lions on SI platform. Brent DeWitt 2180. I figured out, listen, and I'm all new to this, Brent. This is not my thing. Gadgetry. I mean, I know the mics, I know the mixers, I know how to put the audio up and make it sound crisp. This gadgetry is fun. So you made my weekend, bro. Kicked in the nuts from Frank Ragnow, kicked in the nuts from the damn calls, kicked in the nuts all weekend. My kid checking out my stream for the first time, and you doing that made me feel better. And listening, talking to you guys, seeing all these comments made me feel better. Derek Harp, 2805. Great profile pick. JG has won. That was a catchable ball. We have been dropping catchable balls. Stop with the golf stuff. Listen, Derek, I respect that. You know, here we have high standards. So we would be like a coach just screaming at Jared, you went 26 of 28. You remember, there's a great story. I'm going to say it quickly. Tom Brady got annoyed after 20 years with Bill Belichick. Tom worked his ass off to make that coach proud. Tom would go 26 out of 27 for 500 yards and 4 touchdowns. And he's like, that's the game. That's the game Bill Belichick would praise me and tell me I'm good. He's like, that's the mission. That's the goal. That's what I want to do. He walks in and he's like, all right, coach is finally going to say something to me. Coach is finally going to say something. Sits down with Bill and their talk. And you know what Bill said? You know what Bill Belichick said to him? He didn't say good job. 26 out of 27. Told Tom Brady, the greatest of all time. On that incompletion on that tight end, you missed it there. If you would have had better footwork, if you would have recognized that the tight end was here in the flat, you would have got it to him. That's what he told him first. If you would have found the tight end there, if you would have looked off left instead of right, you would have found the tight end. That's what he told him. And you know how that stuck with me? I said, wow, that's greatness. What are you going to do? Blow up a guy that's already great? No, you tell him, hey, on this play, you could have did it better. That's greatness. That's greatness. Jared Goff hasn't won squat as a quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He deserves to be paid what he's paid, but he ain't good enough right now to lead this football team out of their doldrums. To me, if you pay someone 50, you ask the quarterback, kind of raise us up. That's greatness. You want to win because you're quarterback. Jared is part of the puzzle, but you can do a part of the puzzle kind of guy for $20 million. Is Sam Darnold making $50 million? Part of the puzzle. See what I'm saying? Now, if you guys tell me, I don't know particulars of Sam Darnold's contract, but maybe he's in the 40 range. Who knows? You tell me. But no, I demand more. This is a demand more podcast. This is you're a podcaster, you're a nothing nobody, you're not covering the NFL. And I'm like, yes, I am. So we demand more. Goff can throw 10 touchdowns. Why didn't he throw 12? Goff has no rings. He's got the same amount of rings as you and me, Derek. So, and the Lions are 7-5, and some of the plays that we need from Jared aren't there. Now, he's got to listen, he got hit. He got a 26-yard run. Second longest of his career. Kudos to him. I believe Jared can extend plays. I've watched him run now. He's not fast, but he can extend plays. Why hasn't he? Anthony Tottenham starts with the offensive line. He's part of the collective puzzle. That's why there was a desperation to have Frank Ragnow come back. The offense is not there's something off in the mix. The chili's there, but the spices are way off. Doesn't taste right. There you go. Ken Drickles, 3 years, $100 million. Sam Darnold. Do you really need $50 million a year for Jared Goff? That's a contract I could live with for a guy that, can't barely extend plays. Night Owl KN6GM. And thank you to the 600 people hopping out from the Michigan game to check me out. That's awesome. So it's 24-14. So they got what? They got another touchdown each. Well, you know who I'm rooting for. Points and entertainment. Night Owl. Brad will probably wear a salty shirt to troll us at the presser. How dare you say I need to to fill key positions? Look, it's the proof's in the pudding. They're 7-5 as we speak. Pass rush concerns. Only so many. Listen, football gods laugh at you in the mysterious ways, and I think the frustration is not from the not. I am not as frustrated as a Slappy would be. The Slappies know that they've just discovered that they're wrong. That when people say we want impact, what does that mean, John? He's got pressures. He had the most in the history of the franchise. Was sent to me quite a bit. That's great. But you remember that you don't compare Aiden to the Lions. You compare Aiden to Myles Garrett. You compare Aiden to Will Anderson. Aiden to the best in his class. The best defensive ends, there's only a handful from the Lions, Robert Porches of the world. There's only a handful. So I get it. I get all that. But listen, this is Detroit. The Slappies are not fooling the people. They're not. Okay? Simple as that. What did people want to see? They wanted to see they wanted to see the game that Micah Parsons had. They want to see a defensive end or outside linebacker run through the offensive line with a move, beat a coverage, and drill the quarterback. He did it 2.5 times. That's what people want to see. They want to see Micah Parsons. But Johnny's not good against the run. I don't care. He's getting paid to sack the quarterback. Affect the quarterback, which is the biggest number you need is sacks. Sack the quarterback. It's a negative play. So what people do is they just disregard, well, Aiden does 4 things right, but I want him to do all 5 things right. Remember, we want greatness, and he wants greatness. You think he's happy today sitting there getting asked about his girth by Pat McAfee? He knows that he's got to get these sacks. That's his job. Sacks. Pressure the quarterback. Good against the run. You got to do it all at the NFL level. And that's where the Slappies don't get it, is that we in the fan base that demand excellence. That's what you're getting paid for. So from Brad Holmes, the demand is be great in free agency, be great in the draft, be great in trades, be great in your decision on who to extend, be great. Why would I demand less? Slappies seem to not want to raise the standard. You think the first thing I'm going to do when Brad wins the first one is how are we going to win the second one? That's excellence. And that's what the Lions want. You think the Lions want me to come on here and talk about Slappy stuff? No, they like what I'm saying. Demand excellence. That's the way to go. If the excellent Bill Belichick would harp on Tom Brady after having 1 incompletion, would harp on him. If you would have hit the tight end here, you would have made the play. Tom was flabbergasted, but he knew that's what made the Patriots great. They were never happy. Never. They won 6 rings. They were never happy. You know what's happy? And the winners, it's happy when they got to flash 6 rings on their hand. Did Tom look happy? And then finally, when he got his 6th ring, he's like, okay, I want to party and I want to go somewhere where the coach is not on my ass. When he got 6 rings, he wanted to party and talk and do podcasts. Get the ring first, then party, then clap back at the media. It's and I reference these things because it really rings true. When Al Pacino's talking to the character, he's like, in this country, you got to get the money. He's like, you are just out here trying to chase girls. He's like, in this, you got to set it up right. You have to get respect. You have to have a bunch of money. And then all the girls will follow you. The Lions got to get the ring first, and then they'll have the respect of all the demand people. And the marriage can finally happen between the Slappies and the demanders. It'll happen. But we demand greatness, excellence, and to win a Super Bowl, to beat Howie Roseman, to beat Veach, to beat Les Snead, who's going to lap you and win another Super Bowl before you win one, is to be great in everything. Be great in free agency. Be great in the cap. Be great in who those things. And along the way, until he does it, we're all going to question it. And nobody's going to stop. I will not stop. Because some of you, I think, like this. And I think it's because it's right. It's common sense. Shout out to the $5 super chat. That's humbling. Thank you. Richard Pinkston 1289. Thank you guys. Super chats are always open. Super gifts, memberships. Like the stream. You guys are sticking with it and growing the stream. I thought it would dip off massively after the Michigan game started. Give you a quick score update here. Try to do this professionally. For those that are tuning in, not paying attention to the Michigan game, we, I think, have a score of 24-9. I like that. Who has the ball? Seems like Michigan has the ball with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. 24-9. Listen, I'm Spartan, so. Richard Pinkston, $5 super chat. That's humbling for 700 people to hop off the Michigan game and to listen to this. This is cool. Brad Holmes, this is a failure of a season, and it's your fault. Keep your mouth shut and build a team. Talking too much. Listen. He's human. We all see it. First and foremost, if I was that way, I would have even did more. Like, I got to the playoffs. Hoorah! Hell yeah! First of all, remember, he also is walking into what was a defunct organization. Guys, first and foremost, as mad as we are that the Lions are not going to win a Super Bowl this year, there's still a little more hope for next year, as I shared on our Twitter page. The window is not closed. This year is a lesson year for Dan, for Brad, for that organization, for the philosophy. I believe in the greater good. The only positivity I'm going to have for this show is for the greater good. I believe that this year will be a wake-up call. Oh, shoot. We left out part of the job. Draft and develop gets you relevant. Aggression gets you rings. Draft and develop gets you relevant, gets you to the playoffs, gets you to the Steelers. Aggression gets you to be the Eagles and the Rams. Aggression. Fortune favors the bold. Always in life. Always in everything. Be bold, be aggressive. Don't go out like this. Don't go out like Scott Harris. The fan base respects you more when you're bold. Even if they would have gotten a defensive end and it would have flopped, the fan base would have supported you. They don't support this. They don't support passivity at the deadline. They don't care what the reasoning is. Cost too high. Get a body. Get a need. You can never have enough defensive ends. You can never have enough offensive linemen. Ever of everdom. Ever of everdom. That's why it's joking, it's not going to happen. In my hopeful preview, I said get 3 defensive ends this offseason. 2 in the draft and 1 in free agency. Because you got to lop off Wingo, you got to lop off Davenport, you got to lop off Pascal. Restock it, baby. The fan base was right all along. Draft and develop gets you relevant. And listen, give him credit. He got the Lions to the playoffs multiple years in a row. I would have asked for a lifetime contract. I would have said that this organization has been through some tough times. Now this is the most beautiful point to talk about is how do you go from a good team to an elite team? And that involves what they've done, build the foundation, pay some people, but you got to have more aggression in free agency and the draft. More. You can't have a trade deadline in a window where you make no moves. And you never ever say the words, we're good again. Just, we're not good. We're not good. We're hungry. We're desperate. Dan, you got 3 defensive ends. Are you happy now? No, you can never have enough defensive ends. Never. I need to see sacks. I want to see these guys hit the quarterback. I demand, and put a number out there. I demand 15 sacks from all these guys, each. And shout out to you. Thank you for the super chat. It's humbling. SW Line has a little different take. It's not just aggression, it's intelligence. Howie Roseman, Les Snead run laps around Brad Holmes. He will get better. Just trust me. Trust in Brad in that they will learn. It's a slap in the face and they learn. And it's good. You have to learn these things. What do you guys are like fantasy land. You want the first-year general manager to come in 4 years to win a ring? Listen, we're mad, as we should, from our end to say, hey, Brad, you owe me one in 2013. But I truly believe that if they learn and they adapt, these guys are the best that are going to get you there. They're going to get you there. I always have that hope. I'm not going to, that'll be a dark day when I come on here and say, guys, I think it's time to move on from Brad and Dan. That's not the case. It's just adapt your philosophy. And also, it might take that bold move away from Goff. It might take it, but we're going to talk about it. You think I'm attached to Jared Goff? I'm attached to one thing. Who's going to get us the ring? And more of you are questioning if Jared's the guy. Get us the ring, and whoever does it, get on the bus. Corey Patterson, man, the Cowboy receivers are going to have a field day. I think with a week, it's going to be, I think, the most entertaining game of the year. I think it could be a 45-41 game. Yeah, the Derm. This feels exactly like the Eagles season from years ago where they went undefeated through 8 games, then fell off. They lost their coordinators that year as well. Yeah. Listen, remember the pushback that all of us in the media, myself included, said the national media has no clue. They're too much haters. Well, remember, sometimes it takes people a little bit outside to shine more truth. But mine was the ultimate. My peak this year was, I think I said 11-6, and they were going to get to the Super Bowl and lose. That was my ceiling. I feel like this fan base has to eat a Super Bowl loss before we can stand at the mountaintop. I disagree with you. Someone said it. Angus, I disagree. I have no faith in Dan Campbell. I disagree wholeheartedly. Shout out to TM Martine. Thank you for tuning in, for the time that you gave in the comments. Love seeing you in here. Thank you for being a Lions fan. Thank you for being in our community. It brightens my day that you would take a little time to hop in a little bit and share some of your time. It means a lot to me. It really does. See you soon, and hop in the comments. If you miss a live stream, I know you're checking them out post. Hop in the comments too. I want to see some of your comments to some of these articles and content too. I disagree. You got to have faith in Dan. The problem is, might have picked the wrong offensive coordinator. You need to be more innovative. You need a play calling genius. Is it going to be Mike McDaniel? Maybe. It might be. And then Lions Pride, shout out to you. Yeah. Dan Campbell said it. Details, and discipline. Brian Daboll, great with quarterbacks. That's a nice name. Maybe if it's LaFleur, if he gets fired. But I think he'll probably pick up another job in the coaching ranks. Daboll and McDaniel have a chance. All right. Last 10 minutes here or so. Thank you for the hour. To recap and re-summarize, I laugh at it. Only the Lions would have Frank Ragnow paraded with a presser, with a media press presentation that says he's coming back. Only for 48 hours later, he ain't coming back. He had a hamstring issue. Only the Lions. The lesson learned from today, from this 60 minutes, is do not do that again. Do not cause this fiasco. Wait until the doctor sees the client, the doctor sees the player, and goes, this guy's fit to return. That's the ultimate fiasco kick in the nuts. You teased a guy that we all wanted. You guys were blown. You guys were posted and happy. Oh, look, I took my shot. I messaged Frank. And we're excited. Even in the face of a Packers loss. Now, my job was to also keep it fair and balanced. And me and Vito were like, I don't think it's worth it anymore. It's going to be tough. And Vito's headline was crazy. Vito's like, Frank can stay home. Vito has a pulse of what people are thinking. Vito made this happen. If you want to get mad, blame Vito. He put out a column that was so beautifully written. Whether you agree or disagree with his opinion, he's a damn good columnist. And I got lucky he's sticking with me, because he could go anywhere and write for any paper in this world. And he writes for me. He could write for any paper and be much more famous than he is. Vito Churko. Check out his work. Every Monday after a game, he will share his opinion factually, knowledgeably. See, as I blended two words with my fast thinking brain, factuably. See how when you got the two words in your head, it'll come out. That's Freudian. That's this guy. Factually, knowledgeably, and very well written. Vito Churko's columns every Monday. And then he writes every single day. He gets one day off. Tuesdays. The guy's dedicated. What do you guys think? Last topic. Do you agree with what J Robo 3600 says? This entire thing doesn't pass the smell test. A guy comes back. 48 hours later, his hamstring. He said that he hurt his hamstring. He told the team. It's unusual. It's a mistake. The Lions will learn from it. Hopefully this regime will learn from it. Do not announce that a player is returning unless they have passed the physical. They got to see the doc. Nobody can evade the doc. Nobody can evade the doc ever. The team doc, the podcast doc, nobody can evade the doc. Clear the guy. They're like, oh, great. And also too, what's weird is grade 3. What is Frank doing? How do you tear your hamstring and walk around and tell the world that you want to play NFL football? There should have been hush hush. And the timing is horrible because then the players are like, well, we've been talking to Frank for a month. Did anybody ask him how his hamstring was for a month? For a month. Corey, you're right on. Exactly. Slappy just want to be happy. They want universal harmony. There's never going to be universal harmony in football. There's always disruptors. There's always noise. There's always something to talk about. There's always demand. Guys, there will be more harmony when the Lions win the Super Bowl between the Slappies and the Demanders. But in the end, there's always going to be somebody then the next year to say, hey, what about this year? What about this? People still critique now the Chiefs after not making the playoffs maybe this year. That's the nature of the business. They all know it. It's about greatness. And you achieve greatness, you don't stand there and pat yourself on the back after making the NFC Championship game and choking. You just don't do it. But for Brad, give him credit. It was year 3. Give him some credit. Like, he's a human being. We all have the ego. He's a football player. Remember? Do you think that Ben Johnson should have been taking his shirt off? That's not decorum. But he's got that ego. He's got that, like you guys are asking for it, let's do it. But in the grand scheme of things, keep your shirt on, Ghost. Keep your shirt on. None of us need to see that. Yeah, Ben Johnson. But he got that locker room fired up. No hard feelings. It's weird. It doesn't pass the smell test. Whatever happened. It's just a kick in the pants to the Lions fans. They didn't deserve that. That's not what you do to a fan base. That's exactly the opposite of what you do. Listen, the guy's a warrior. For the work that he put in, he deserves it. But I don't want him back next year. And I think I tweeted it at Detroit Podcast. I said, hey, when you got one foot out the door, it's time. Frank, you did your due diligence. Let the next generation. You were part of, and you will always have respect from the fan base. You were part of the resurrection of the Detroit Lions. You don't think that there's value in that? You don't need to come back and sacrifice your body for wins. You did your job, bro. You got hurt in the throat and kept playing. You don't got to prove nothing to nobody. Go enjoy your life, enjoy your money, enjoy your health, enjoy your mental health. Every hit you take is another couple months off your life with the NFL world. Risk of injury, stay home. It ain't worth it. You did your due diligence. You helped and will always have value as being part of the Dan Campbell era that helped turn this around. Thank you for what you did. Thank you for being the stand-up guy that you were. Thank you for everything in the community. You don't got to do that anymore, bro. It's not needed. And in all seriousness, it's not needed, man. The next generation of centers is going to come up. They'll draft somebody. They'll figure it out. You're not leaving your boys hanging. You got out. You got out with your health. Big smiles. You know how big how good you felt hunting and having a good time. I know you see the guy struggling. You're a loyal dude. You want that attachment. You don't want to feel like you were part of the reason this took a nosedive. It's not your fault in any capacity. You have nothing but respect from everybody that has a brain, that has a functioning brain. But next time, Frank, tell your employers, hey, keep this under wraps until I pass the physical. Like, hey, guys, easy. I'm not coming back. You don't see me. Wear a drape, walk into the facility, pass your test. Don't tell everybody. You teased us, bro. You caused a fiasco. So you get a little ding for that, but that's okay. For all that, we'll accept a little fiasco for what the hell you did for the organization. Come on, man. Tell them, hey, keep this under wraps until I pass. I got this little hamstring. I'm not sure I'm ready to go. Dan's like, well, he's injured. I mean, full circle here. Thank you guys for listening. Full circle, right? And I hate to end on this kind of note, but it really is ironic. This fan base hates the word injury. I hate the word injury. I detest the word injury. I detest injury reports. I got to write 5 injury reports a week. I detest the whole NFL concept of injury reports because the Lions seem to have 25 people on it every day. Today, the Lions have 45 people limited at practice and 6 did not play. Today, the Lions have 53 players that are limited. Who practiced? Well, technically, we had 52 players. I was like, I hate the word injury. I hate the whole concept of writing these injury reports. But you guys read them, and we're forced to ask because you guys want to know who's going to play. And I love it. I get it. But there's now a hypersensitivity to injury. Don't tell me, Steve, that's real. Don't tell me that people reported it wasn't real. That would be no, come on. I got to look into it. For real? Did he come out and say something? Hit the link. Oh my God. People wrote articles. Hold on. Steve, you derailed what was going to be a beautiful closing statement, Steve. No, come on. I want to go on X right now and see what about Lem Barney? Oh my goodness. Okay. You know me as a trash talker. Oh my. Okay, I got to do it. You're going to see the first post because I'm going to go find the guy right now. The Lions Wire reported it. They put it out there. Let's see. Did they detract it? They actually wrote it. Oh, I'm going to put it. Listen, we never want to laugh, but I shouldn't do it. You're Steve Lehman. How we got to do it. I'm gonna. God, I'm such a bad person, but they know they like me. Well, you got to have a little fun with it. Someone actually wrote it. Oh my goodness. And on top of that, there's a big fake news article that Lem Barney died. Not from me. He is alive. Listen, I don't even know. My unprofessional self is like, how are you gonna don't Lem Barney, according to the Lions Wire, died, but according to the facts of the case, did not die. I've been lucky in that sense, in that for the most part, I've been okay with that. But we're in a fast-paced business. I will never blame Jeff for firing it out there. We got to be the first to write that Lem Barney died. Factually, let's not let the truth get in the way of a good story. Lem Barney isn't dead. Now, the benefit of that is that, the person will get the benefit of writing it again, hopefully in many, many years when it actually happens. Oh, they took it down. Lem Barney isn't dead. I blame you, Steve. You derailed what was going to be a beautiful closing statement. You got me all distracted. Brad Holmes, most notably, I was going to go to the Michigan game today, but my wife was concerned about the weather report in Ann Arbor, so I did not go out there. But Brad Holmes supposedly is out there along with, and thank you to all you great people who messaged me. Brad Holmes, Adam Peters, and John Lynch expected to be in Ann Arbor. And to give you a quick update on the score, the score is 24-9 with 13 minutes left. Got a big smile on my face. I'm not going to say, oh, hi. Oh, on here, the airwaves. Lem's like, I died. What is this Lions wire? Listen, I respect, listen, we joke around. I'm not doing it to troll. I like the joking part of the business. Like, Mr. Risden, you got to kind of, the page is deleted, so I don't know who wrote it, but that great organization. Oops. Lem's like, I died. No, I didn't. Lem Barney is still alive. But listen, credit to Jeff Risden. He does great work, great radio host, great college scouting report dude. I get a lot of info. Eat apples, they make you feel good. And all right, Steve, appreciate you checking in with the facts. Because I was gonna, give a moment of silence for Lem Barney at the end of the show, too. This job is crazy. Let's regroup. At the end of the day, it's crazy that this fan base with these injuries is so mad, so frustrated that we can't tolerate the word injury. And it doesn't work, when a lot of your key players are not there. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Kirby Joseph. Clearly, they got to look at the medical staff to get on top of this crisis of injuries. Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Kirby Joseph, Taylor Decker's battling, Christian Mahogany. Guys, it's a little bit of an uphill climb. But the guy that was supposed to be the resurrector, the guy that was going to be the bastion of hope came back injured. The beacon of hope, the slappy savior, was a guy that was hurt. And you guys, they know exactly what to say. And Frank Ragnow's going to quit and come back at 31 years old with the Bears. The guy that was the beacon of savior for the Lions 2025 season was hurt. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? That's Lions luck for you in a nutshell. I love the slappies. I love you guys, the defenders. I love the heart. I love all fans. Disagree, it still makes us part of the community of Lions fans. I take the stance of demand excellence and criticize constructively. But it's all with one hope. Win games, win rings, be the best at what you do. That's why we do this. But ain't that a bitch? The savior of the Lions was hurt. Full circle, full stop. Thank you, guys. I enjoyed that hour. I do feel a little better. Every time I come in here hot, I feel better talking to you. And the respect you show me by starting off with 100, 200 people and growing to 700 people during the biggest game of the year in college football. I think partly I benefit because Michigan's losing. You guys are not enjoying that pain. Well, I am. Blame Booner. It's Booner's fault. He's in the stadium. But when they were actually losing. This is how good I am at sports. They were losing by 1. And I said, oh, no, Booner's doing content from the stadium? You can go see it at Detroit Podcast. I said, Booner's doing content from the stadium? I said, Ohio State by 14, baby. I thought it'd be closer. 24-9 in the red zone, baby. Michigan season's over. Listen, give me a little bit. Don't hate on me too much. I have to. I'm a Spartan. I'm a Spartan, true and true. If you're a Michigan fan, I love you. But don't go in the comments and bash me just because I root for State. I love the organization. It was meant for me. God made me to go to Michigan State for me. God made it for me to love the university, to have the means to go, to have the perfect opportunity. It was meant to be. Thank you for listening. Ain't that a bitch? The savior of the season was hurt. Like the stream. All you can do for free, like it. Just like it. Leave a comment. If you feel the need to insult me, that's fine. We'll address it. But I truly believe we have the best sports community growing. This Lions on SI community is going to grow and grow, and we're going to be part of something special when the Lions turn it around next year. This year, there's going to be some challenges. They can get to the playoffs. They can have it. Hell, maybe we could have the ultimate, low moment where we start from November 29th and they go 5-0, get to the playoffs, and Brad can thump his chest and say, play some videos, say, look at all these haters. But in the end, it's all for the same goal. What's best for the Detroit Lions. Thank you guys for tuning in. This hour, it meant a lot to me. Let's give a shout out to Combat Legs Vids, Luke C, Corey Patterson, Chasin' Blues, who says, y'all really think he failed? Business decision. Gotta give you a shout out. He listened to Vito's article and was like, yeah, he's kind of right. Those 1,000 words resonated true. Splasher, Combat Legs again, Corey Patterson, Kevin Kurtz. You made me laugh, bro. Mike Pennock. Steve Lehman with the news of the day. Lem Barney listening to the streams like, what do you mean I'm dead? What do you mean I'm dead? What do you mean I'm dead? You guys leave some funny answers. If you want to have a little laugh of some silliness, I always ask sometimes, what should I ask Dan Campbell? The last one that came in, you guys want me to get myself in big trouble with some of the questions you guys want me to ask. The Derm, Frank Rich, and Brent DeWitt, thank you for using the emoji. You earned it. You were the first. I will never forget it. Brent DeWitt was the first, and hopefully thousands of more that I can add down the road. He's the first to use the emoji that we created. I created emojis. And also I was nice enough to say, I can't just have mine. I wanted to include the favor of having Booner and Hefe for the work that they did to help me grow as a broadcaster, to get my confidence to talk for an hour a week by myself. They took a chance on me when that was really one of the only things I ever wanted. I always wanted a spot on someone's radio show to trust me and say, hey, that guy can be entertaining and reliable. And now I got it in 3 spots. Shout out to The Huge Show. You have me on regularly. Shout out to Anthony Bellino. He always took a chance on me, gave me 30 minutes of airtime. I was always shocked at how much he would let me talk on the radio from before I was even with On SI. Anthony Bellino, Bill Simonson, Huge Show. Superfly, the producer. We always laugh. When I'm done, I always say thank you for having me. It's really nice. I'm 99% booked rate on their show. Or sometimes they actually ask me to be on when the Lions are talking. So I've gone on about 50 times, and I've said yes 48 of those invites. Bill Simonson, Hefe, Booner, the Crunch Time Sports, Woodward Sports for having me. Every radio show that has me on in the morning. Matt Shepard and his morning show has been great. Sean Belesian. All the hosts that take the time to invite me, it means the world to me. That's why I never say no. And it means a lot to be able to be just a small part of the community, to have a voice, to ask questions, and to be able to be a voice of the fan and have an opportunity to get more insight into what the heck's going on with the Lions. Thank you guys so much for your time. That's good. 69 minutes of this episode of the Lone Wolves podcast. This broadcast is made possible thanks to On SI. They're the greatest sports partner I can work with. They give me the creative control, the vision, the ability to write on a great world-class website, all the tools needed to grow, to expand, to have every resource at my fingertips, and to allow me to cover an NFL team as an internet wizard. 69 minutes of your time means a lot. Go back and listen. Tell me what you think. And it means a lot that you guys would take a little bit of your Saturday on a Thanksgiving holiday weekend to listen into a podcaster just venting a little bit about a fiasco that is a fiasco of all fiascos. An injured center tried to come back. Pure fiasco. Thanks, everybody. Let's talk soon. Shout out, Phil. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye, everybody.